Back with me now is Saul Weisenberg and Mike Davis. I also want to bring in Chris Swecker, former FBI Assistant Director. Chris, first to you. Given all your experience with the FBI and as a prosecutor, your reaction to the breadth of these charges versus what, of course, we've seen the Bidens and Hillary Clinton, what they were subjected to.
Yeah, I mean, I've read this 37-count indictment very carefully. And, I'd sum it up in one sentence. I'd say there's probably evidence that of things that are alleged in there, but the case should never have been brought forward as a prosecution. So it's a case of prosecutorial discretion. In the Hillary Clinton case, it went one way, and the investigation was conducted very differently. In this case, it went another way, and that prosecutorial discretion went towards prosecuting, and not only prosecuting, but loading up 37 counts in an indictment, which involves one core set of facts. I call it unbundling, one core indictment and turning it into a bunch of micro indictments. Very different treatment here versus Hillary Clinton.
Well, Saul, Harvard Law prof Larry Tribe thinks that the Presidential Records Act, Mike cites this a lot, won't help Trump in this case. Watch this.
There's no question the Presidential Records Act provides no defense for Donald Trump because it specifies that these defense-related documents and the classified and secret documents, at a minimum, belong to the United States government. There is no legal defense. The only defense that I think he's mounting is the defense of time.
Saul, I'm sure time is the defense, but your reaction to that?
Well, first of all, that's just one possible defense. It's a legal defense. It will be litigated, but there are many other possible defenses. As David pointed out earlier, the most important may be the mens rea required, the level of intent. They've got to show willful intent on former President Trump's part. And Chris made a very important point about the investigation of Hillary Clinton and the emails. It's not just the prosecutorial decision. It's the way that she was treated with kid gloves, the way that she was allowed to bring 10 or 15 people in when she was questioned, including a lawyer who was a witness in the case who never should have been allowed in. It's striking, the comparison between the aggression showed to President Trump. So I wanted to make that particular point.
Now, Mike, Andrew Weissman spoke to his Mueller investigation experience today.
If you are on the team, you feel an incredible burden of history. These are career prosecutors, and knowing that they have to do justice, they have to respect the rule of law, they have to respect due process of the defendant. But there's an enormous satisfaction in representing the United States and accountability.
Now, Mike, they all like to pretend they're on the set of A Few Good Men or something here. Like, wait, this is just, come on. I mean, this is just pouring it on at this point.
Let me respond to the good professor, Lawrence Tribe.
I knew you were going to hit him.
So the presidential records are any record created or received by the president or his White House staff, including classified records to advise the president. And the Presidential Records Act, let me read it to you, specifically says the presidential records of a former president shall be available to such former president or the former president's designated representative. That's 44 U.S.C. Section 2205, subsection 3. So maybe Larry Tribe should go read the Presidential Records Act. It says nothing about excluding these national defense records that they're saying are excluded. That is a bogus argument by them. They know that former presidents are allowed to have their Presidential Records Act. That's why Congress gives former presidents secure office space, Secret Service protection, federally funded staff in the office of former president.
All right, Chris, you have a problem with this putting the prosecutors, or they're putting themselves up on the pedestal as, it's truth, justice, the American way. Quickly on that.
Purely political. I mean, I think this is a way for prosecutors to make a name for themselves now. Every tin-horn prosecutor in the country wants to get a piece of it. And it's just not how our criminal justice system needs to work, and it shouldn't work that way.
Panel, great to see all of you tonight. Thank you for your expertise, and we'll be with you and tracking this case with you throughout. It's going to be a long haul, so thank you.